Well, it turns out that the timer is slightly lying because here I am. So I'm going to get started. And if anyone is here in 2.5 minutes, then you probably won't miss much because I usually take a little while to figure out where I'm at. Got to look at my to-do here. And I'm just going to stop that there as well. Still didn't manage to figure out that YouTube chat message sound issue. Seems like Restream just removed that component from the OBS plugin, which is weird, but okay. I guess they had their reasons. I don't know whether they were good reasons or not, but that's development for you. Yeah, so now I've got the legs being added, and I believe I was in the middle of getting more parts added. So I've got both types of legs, but I haven't got the laser or shield as prefabs. Was I in the middle of maybe getting Boop to have... Oh, I can see some mount points here. The mount points have a shield and a laser gun. And so I guess those are positioned right. So I'm just going to duplicate that and unpack this one. And then that should give me a couple of things I can use for these prefabs. Does this laser gun have its... It's got a sprite in there. I see something right here. What is that? Yeah, that's the position of where it spawns things from, so that's good. But I don't think it has its own script right now. Might have to look into that because it these things are becoming less and less coupled to the robot, and so it makes more and more sense to not have the code for each weapon, for example, to all live inside the robot. I think I need to set up some kind of system for the robot to basically have the command, activate the part, and the part does something. I'm sort of ending up with something that's a bit more like have a mix function, where each, well, in my mind, where each part of the mech is kind of independent and can each be controlled independently, which is interesting. But I don't think that's quite what we're going to end up with. I'm not trying to make a full mech game. That would be fun, but it would take ages. So, all right, so I've got some prefabs here. And I guess that means if I go into the laser RoboPart, then I should have the laser gun prefab right there. And if I go with the shield, it's going to have the shield prefab right there. And now I need some code. Now this was in the robot spawner that it attaches these. So I'll open that. And we'll see how we go. Not the easiest stream to do, this one today. I've been feeling profoundly unmotivated to do anything, which I guess is probably a sign of depression, which is not too surprising since I've not been able to be as active as usual. Since I have to avoid any impact on one of my knees for a while. Okay, so we got spawn robot. That's good. And yeah, we've changed these to be mount point with part when you iterate through. And we're spawning the parts. And obligatory unrelated notification. I wonder if is it at this particular time every day that it decides to do that notification? Okay, so we're spawning a part. We've got our bot and his enemy. And we've got the old part workflow, which we just do not want anymore at all. Cool. So now spawning parts. This, I think, might work now that we've got those prefabs attached to there. I don't think firing the laser is going to work, but I'll just let that compile and build. See, we're looking at the prefab. And we should be missing that message now and hitting this. Where we can instantiate the part and set it to the enemy bot parts layer if needed. Yeah, so I think that laser gun's going to have trouble because it won't actually have its laser. That'll be somewhere in the robot script, I guess. Yeah, we got the laser spawn point and laser prefab. These are no longer going to be they're not going to be useful anymore. We're not going to be used anymore. So just here, fire laser. This is going to probably break. Let's just check. This thing doesn't actually have a laser. Those are just on there because I added them here. I've actually got two of them in the same position, which is why they've collided with each other. Oh, I was waiting for things to spawn, but nothing's going to because we've got all these null reference exceptions. So where's that? That's in factory. In spawn robot. Yeah. Do we have a robot spawner instance? Let me just have a look. Did I put any kind of robot spawner? I should put it on here if I haven't got one already. It's safe to put on there because if I put two, they will That was a sneeze, by the way. I muted it to save you guys having the mic maxed out. And it also has reset my brain. Yeah, so if there are two of those robot spawners, then I'll get a message and one of them will unregister itself. So I thought I had one. The robot container can be actually itself. Then I'll even just rename that to robot spawner so that it makes sense. Yeah, looks decent. And I hope I have that on clear on play. Otherwise, I'll still see all those errors and I won't be sure if they were just generated or not. Well, that was the one I just got, so let's clear that. Okay, there we go. Prefab for budget legs is null, is it? Okay, let's check. So we've got our RoboParts, we've got our budget legs, prefab, none. Okay, so I'll just put that there. And what about our standard legs as well? I think I might have had the computer restart itself without permission. Okay, so have all of these got something? Good. Let me just save. Oh. Need to like stop that, I guess. Okay. Now let's see where we are. Hopefully we get to the point of failure that I was expecting. That being, as soon as something tries to fire a laser. Who has got a laser? You've got a laser. Oh, you've got a laser. I'm trying to fire it. Oh, wait. You shouldn't have a laser. Okay, that is because of the parts that I already have on there, so I've got to fix that up. Okay, laser firing seems to be working. And I wonder why that is, because I'm not expecting it to work. I guess if I have a look at my prefab for my robot, then here's robot, and here's my laser spawn point, which is right there. So even though I dragged it under there, it's still linked to that. Well, that's a shame because I'm about to delete this and this because we don't need those anymore. So that's going to break it. So I'll need to fix that by basically moving the fire laser into the laser script that doesn't exist yet. And so then have that laser gun handle its own firing, and then the robot needs to just tell the laser to fire. Now I'm thinking, because I've gone ahead and decided to have left and right mount points, and also like multiple sensor mount points, it means I'm going to need a way to control those. So we'll see, like down here, we'll have null reference related to the laser spawn point. Yeah, I haven't really designed a way for the robot to communicate to its parts. So, well, let's just look at part prefabs. In our prefabs, let's go to our scripts here, and I'm going to make a directory. That directory is for the different parts. I'm going to call it RoboParts scripts, even though it's in a scripts folder. And let's just make a nice C# script here that is going to be for laser gun. Okay, so I've got that laser gun there, and I'm just going to grab this robot here and copy some stuff across. So probably copy that fire laser and just to figure that out, how to make that work. Also going to grab some things from here. We've got laser prefab and laser spawn point, and we just will not have those in there at all. Is there anything else we need? from the laser. Yes, we need to know if this is an enemy. Excuse me. Where does that come in? Okay, so this is just something that's applicable. Just copy that across as well so that I've got something. Although, when we're calling this, we could call it somewhere there. Okay. So now we don't have what we need here, but we need basically just some kind of instance for that laser. So there are a few things I need to do here. Which are, or will it just fire both the lasers? Like you just fire both lasers at once. Maybe just both. Probably start with just both. And there might be more like abstract way to do this. Interesting. Could be kind of paired, like just anything that's a weapon is just left and right, and anything that mounts on an arm, it could just be left or right, and so you just have two different actions, one for left, one for right. Anyway, the other thing was, I forget. So I get for talking about something before I write the second thing down. So I type it. There's a pen here anyway. Put that over there. Okay. Yeah, I need to get a reference to the thing on the mount point. Okay, so how do we do that? That is the laser gun. Robot spawner here. How do you spawn a part on the mount point? Point and part. Find the mount point. The prefab, and here is where you instantiate it. So I have an opportunity just here to set something on the robot so it doesn't have to go and dig for the part. So yeah, I think maybe we've got our mount point by finding that mount point. So maybe something that maps mount points to things. Well, let me try and do it in a suboptimal way here. So basically going to find a robot, find laser. On the mount point, one or the other. And go fire on the laser. And obviously that finding the laser is something that should be done once, not every single time you try and fire. Anyway, where's fire laser being called from? Oh, I know. Don't know. This is being called from animator. Is that right? Yeah, so I go fire laser. And that thing's color's changing, but it's missing. I need to like add one on, then do the animation, and then just from there. Anyway, we've got that right there, fire laser. Robot methods, fire laser. So that's actually calling fire laser right there. So yeah, that's that. I need to move that animation. Not sure. Change that to be an animation of the laser itself. Anyway, we're not doing this. Okay, here are my mount points, but need more. RM? No, arm. Okay, so there we go. I've got those two mount points, which I'll be able to drag into position sometime soon. Okay, good. Right arm, left arm. So I've got those. So then when it comes to this, components in children, laser gun. That will actually, that should find all the laser guns. And yes, we'll use that type, so it's an array of laser gun. And I guess we could just fire each of them. Okay, so yep, we'll use an explicit type here. And fire laser. Now I could make something more generic where I could have these be, I could have a gun interface or just a fireable interface that has a fire method that you can call. Anyway, that should be enough basically to just say for each laser, fire it. Yeah, it's not happening every frame, it's only every now and then, so that should be fine. So now I'll go to this laser gun. It should be fine as long as it's got its spawn point and prefab. And this is enemy needs to be set. Unless I put it in here. There, that saves doing anything in particular with this. And probably also like yeah, so I need to get that animation working again. Basically, I've got the animation happening on the robot on a part that's not there anymore. So I need to move that animation I don't know if there's a way to do that or if I have to just kind of manually copy it across. So that would mean you would have like a fire method. Just put it to do here. To pull out a interface fireable things. Maybe. Although, yeah, if you have like a laser and something else, you don't want to necessarily just grab anything that can be fired. The other approach is I could have the actions be something like, activate particular mount point, like activate right, left, mount point, and activating would fire it. And then I could just have the actions in the routine editor would use the appropriate sprite depending on what's attached there. And then if you swapped out the part, actually it would change. So that's interesting. It would like automatically update. Anyway, too much. What do you call it? Speculation about future stuff. Right now, I'm just trying to get this working. So we won't have the animation for now. We're just going to instantiate that laser instantly. Well, it won't be instant. The animation must still be running. It's just not updating the sprite because the sprite's not still there to animate. I've made this uncomfortable. But I'm sitting on here. But hey, at least I got here. Okay, so I'm going to need to get that laser gun actually working. So I'll just go to my part prefabs, grab the laser gun, put that script on it, which is those and there. And then I will give that the appropriate things. So just grab that prefab again here. Okay, so we've got a laser gun. And that is, it itself is the spawn point. And the prefab is the prefab for a laser beam. And apparently it still has his enemy here. So someone did not get the memo that we don't have that anymore. So let's see. We're failing to compile. Oh, right, of course. It's not compiling because there is no is enemy on here. There we go. Now we're compiling. That stuff should be okay. So if this works, we should still get lasers. I mean, some of those warnings are annoying. Okay. Some robots being produced. You're no good, you don't even have a laser. What else have we got here? Better get that magnifier going. Oops, let's unfocus this. Okay, laser seems to be firing. Can't actually see the laser gun here. You should have one on there, right? Yeah, definitely. Let me just pause there. Because this one should have a laser gun. Right? That robot there. Right arm shield. Left arm, laser gun. All right, I think I might see what's going on here. Well, first of all, there's a laser gun back there. So that's no good. And second of all, I don't know if that was a knock or someone just bumped the wall. So, so I can see the laser guns there, but is it? Yeah, it looks like it's sort of behind the wall, so it's in the wrong place. So not a problem. We can fix that, and the positioning is also something that needs fixing. So I'll just get back into the right prefab here. Okay, so the problem is its positioning gets set to the mount point positioning, but we want this offset. So what I'm going to do here is make a new one here. And this will be the, what do we call that? Laser spawn point. Okay, now I'm going to copy these. Copy that position. I'm going to reset that. Oopsie. I need to move some of these things a bit. But yeah, I'll reset that. So that's moved it to there. Now I'll grab that spawn point and just paste that. Okay, now that sprite, what we expect is for it to originate about on the mount point there. That looks probably adequate. Let's go back to 2D. Oh, and oh, yeah. So I got boop here at Z-1. My tiles, which are on my grid, that's all at Z0. Robots at -1. And that mount point for the left arm at 0.05. So that should be in front of this. Yeah. Okay. It should be okay, but let's have a look at this laser gun here. So then we're at 0 here. The sprite is at Z of 1. Let's bring that to the same level. And yeah, that seems okay. All right, let's try it. See how that works. And then I'll see if there's any way that I can move this animation without having to redo it all. That doesn't look amazing. But let's just see. There we go. That's looking better. So, yep, I think that's just completely adequate, which is all we want right now. Okay, next. Let's see, we've got our lasers. It's actually already doing that, but I could cache these. Oh, that's actually good. It means if you have two laser arms and you do pay for those now, then you will at least get the benefit of both by firing dual lasers, which is nice. What else was I looking to do? Yes, the animation. So let me have a look here. Let's see. Unity. Something like that. There. Thing like this, maybe. Good afternoon, fellow developers. I've been doing quite a bit of animation work over the past few weeks, and I've noticed when searching that there doesn't appear to be a way to copy or duplicate an animation clip. I'm trying to copy an animation because I have quite a few animations in my project that work great for the objects they are attached to, but I have a few objects that need an animation that is identical to one I've already made, except it needs to be tweaked by, say, 5 to 10%. Due to the time that went into making the original animation clips, it would be quite time-consuming if I could make a duplicate of the animation clip and just tweak it to suit the other objects. Is this possible? Solved. An animation clip is a file just like all other types of assets in your project. To duplicate it, you can select it in the project view and click Ctrl-D, or open the project folder, navigate to the file, and copy-paste it normally. If the clip is part of an imported model, which I doubt, because then you would not be able to modify it in Unity at all, then you will have to duplicate the model file instead. Right, yes, that seems reasonable. I guess the main issue I have here is I moved where the laser was. But yes, let's take a look at that. So this is the thing here. So basically, instead of this, just do jeez. Just do fire laser and let the laser itself to fire. To fire. Okay. So now I've got to find animation for robot fire laser. Misspelled, but that's fine. Do we have a duplicate option here, or do we need to just copy paste? Right here. Copy, paste. So laser, shoot. animation. All right. So I've got this laser shoot animation. And I guess I need to create a animator. Animator controller. Here, so this is laser gun animator. Definitely could do with these. Let's call that laser gun. Okay, so here's my laser gun. And here is my laser gun animator. And what? This doesn't need an avatar. And now what am I doing? Got my animation, no clips here. Oh yeah, so I'll grab my animator window here. And oh, look at that, we don't have any states. So that makes sense. Basically, we need a new one. Create a new state here. And this will be called shoot. And the motion will be laser gun shoot animation. Yep. And now here we are. Great. So I'm missing this laser gun sprite. The game object or component is missing. I think I can make this work. Because we need a thing called laser gun. Right. For example. And then that needs to have a thing inside it called laser gun sprite. And then boom, we've got it. But what happens if I now move that to here? Yeah, now it's missing. So riddle me that, Google. I don't know if there's things called mechanism elsewhere. Move listed object without breaking animation. Yes. So I should read this. Joe Hot says, we just started working with the Unity animation system. It's good, but it has many strange quirks. The problem we are having now is that we have a game object that contains multiple body parts. This is a 2D game. Now, if we add the animation component to the root object and start animating everything, it's working fine. However, as soon as we rename a child object, the animation curves for that child object gets cleared out. Renaming the object back fixes this, and they return. So it seems the animations for the child game objects are stored by name in the animation clip file. Also, the same thing happens if we change the hierarchy for the child game objects. This is really bad, I think. Is there some way you can copy the curves from one game object to another, or move them to a different game object? If we need to change the name or structure of our child game objects, we could potentially lose hours of animation work. Anyone got a solution for this? Clint Kilmer says, no, but I do like writing comments. And Blah says, I just ran into this issue. And it wasted a bunch of time. Okay. Please fix this. You can click the game object in the animation window and rename it to make them identical. That's cool. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure actually what I did just here, that is now fixed. I could just leave that and be fine. But just for the learning experience, I'm going to try this. I can always copy, make another copy of that animation, and it would work. So I'm okay with that. So wait, where did my I maybe didn't hit enter or something to lock that in. Okay, so I've got our shoot state, and I'll just finish doing this actually before I get that. Oh wow, that's new. Well, I recommend not clicking that OnlyFans link that somebody posted in the Twitch chat, because I have not vetted it, nor do I intend to. Right, this transition, we want to make that have an exit time of 1, and fixed duration, transition duration 0. And that looks good, I think. And so yeah, I'll just pretty much go shoot and then exit. But yeah, I think that's all we need here. That's all we do. So we just need to play that animation. Now, as for this, let's have a look. Can I move this? Is that even doing anything? Or it's here because that's the transform. Ah, yeah, here we go. So yeah, that looks like the renaming. Simple as deleting that. It seems to be not broken now. It's still nested in here, but it's not actually nested in here. And how do we look? Back to the start. Let me check these position numbers here. Nothing changing about that. So can I just delete remove this property? No, I've got that. I think it appears wrong, as in it's nested wrong. But that's not really a problem. I don't really want a new clip. I was just trying to get something else. Maybe I'll just go back over here. Maybe grab like Robot Animator and get rid of that fire laser state. Don't want that anymore. Do we really not want it? Yeah, I think we don't. Delete that. Get that block there. That that block will probably end up being moved into the shield so it can do whatever it does on that map point. And yeah, Unity has bones, skeletal animation, so on, but I'm not using that. I just started thinking about that for no reason at all. All right, let's get out of the laser gun. I'm going to select Boop. That will allow me to have something else selected here. And then I can go back into this grab mode, laser gun prefab. I don't know if that's weirdly nested, but okay. Let's see if it works. No, wait, we can't see if it works yet. Let's not do that. We don't even have that anymore. I'm even going to delete that. There we go. So I'm calling my fire laser. And this laser, or lasers really. And I'm just going to grab like this over to here. All right, yeah. Now, that is called shoot, I believe. And that's just that correlates to that. And we also need an animator. And let me just, rather than more stuff, let's grab this, put that in here. So now we've got our animator available as soon as we drag that in. And yeah, that's not related to being an enemy, but also so this is what gets called. So at this point, we're actually going to do. We're just going to play this. There's something else I need to fix up here. So we just play that animation. I'm just thinking about names here. So I've got something that's the robot saying activate this weapon, and another thing that's the animation of this thing actually calling fire. We're just instantiate laser beam. It's not even a beam really. It's a pulse. Fire laser pulse. This is the point at which it will fire the laser pulse. And so that's when we instantiate it and set it appropriately, which means we do need that is enemy. So it can just start out as false, which is actually the default, so I don't think I even need to do anything. And then first and every time it gets set, oops, First, and every time the laser fires, it will ensure that is set to the correct thing. And that is what that to do is doing just there. Put that on the same line, can I? Okay. Did I separate the spawn point? I think I did, but I didn't actually move the spawn point. I didn't actually set this to be spawn point. And also we want the animator that is attached to this thing. There we go. So, all things being in place now, should be all good to have the laser do its flashy animation from before. So let's see how we go. I've got to fix up Boop's thing. Something wrong with it. Okay, who has got a laser? You. You're going to fire it? Is it going to look good? You're just going to keep walking forward. Ah. Nobody's... You're programmed to fire your laser. So are you. What's going on? Oh, right. I think failed to call fire laser on class laser gun. And okay, so yep, identified problem. Problem is we've got our laser gun, and then we're talking about our animator here. And our shoot animation. Yeah, look, animator. Yep, there we go. Yeah, this bit right here. Well, I'm supposed to call fire laser. We're actually going to call laser gun fire laser pulse, because that's what I called it. And so now we should be all good. So I hadn't updated that animation to call the particular new method that I created. I didn't bring a cup of tea with me today. This is a lot of tea to drink at this time of night. All right, here we go. Oh, right. Yes, okay. So they're getting move and shoot. So it's not actually taking them any time. Oh yeah, that animation is working. You can see the guns lighting up. But yeah, they're not stopping to fire the laser, which they used to. And that is because in the robot, here we go, that animation used to take time, and now it doesn't. So that's the problem. So yeah, basically, also we're detecting if it's idle, right? That's how it knows if the action's finished. We start an action. We check if it's doing an action. So then I think in update. Yeah, if it's doing an action. And so yeah, it is doing an action, but we're not waiting for that action to complete. So that's a problem. So I can either set some state in here, in this robot. Just going to set this clear on play, so that I don't keep having that. Ah, yes, I could have an animation that plays that just takes the same amount of time and just does nothing. That's one option. that I know would work. I could also kind of have a state that gets set that says it's firing its laser, and then have something get called in the laser gun that calls back to the parent when that's finished. But yeah, I think actually, yeah, maybe actually get that fire laser state back. So grab a robot. Hello, Boop. A robot? It's this one here. That's one. It's got all the random stuff. There we go, Boop. Now let's have a look at your animator here. So we'll create a new state again. This state we will call shoot laser. Give it the same name as the thing this time. And we're going to need we'll use that same robot fire laser. Try renaming that as well. Actually, do I even need a clip? I don't think so. I think we can have no clip because it's really about transition, right? So we've got our transition there. And we have an exit time of 1. So yeah, I'm just saying, just do that for 1. And that might actually work. So if I just grab that and here. An improvement to this might be that I could just have the animation be played and it would call back to the robot to call its fire laser method. So that way it's still just playing an animation that has the same name. In fact, I can pretty much turn this action into a name. And that string is the name of the animation. Let's see if they pause to fire their lasers now. Nope, no pause at all. Who have we got selected here? Let's pause for a moment. Let's resume for a moment. I'll just wait till I get a new one here so I can track it for a bit longer. Okay, so this one, what's that? It's the health bar. There. So this is our robot here. It's busy doing a spawn animation. So I'll just manually advance that a bit. Is it firing its laser automatically? Okay, that's an issue. I think I might need an idle state for that. Yeah, an idle state for the laser. Oh, it's pausing here to shoot the laser, isn't it? Yeah. But the laser's shooting itself. Yeah. Okay, so just stop that. Grab a laser. And grab its animator. Okay, so I'm going to need create states, which I'll call idle. has no motion. That's the default state. So just idle. And there, so then we'll only shoot once and exit. And it will go straight back to idle. If I'm correct. Okay, let's try it. I don't know what happens if you update. I should check if I can release these. Yeah, I can put someone on block list. That's fun. All right, so what's happening over here? Nothing. Building some robots. These are a little quicker to spawn because they don't have the shields. There. Yes, it's working. So that did it. So now it's just working as normal. Block probably also will not work, but I got laser working. I've got about 16 minutes. So what shall I do in that time? I was considering starting to look at adding some sensors and some branching in the routines, but getting that block working properly would be good. So I think if I have a look at the robot, its block animation probably not going to work, right? We're missing the shield, so I think I'll need to do the same thing with the shield. So why don't I grab, let's see, animations. This might, I think I'm going to make, yeah, I think these RoboParts, they're going to make more sense if I just create a directory for each one. So I've got our laser, and that's going to have the, actually, I don't know. I'll sort that out later. Because the issue I have is for each RoboPart, I need to go and create things, several different things in several different places, which is a problem. Can be a problem for keeping things organized. Actually, no, I will create a folder for laser. Call it laser gun. Okay, and so we've got the scriptable object. We've also got this prefab. And we also have this script. Sometimes I might have shared scripts. So in this case, it's fine like this, but especially the fact that this script takes some objects for configuration. All right. Is that all it is? No, it's also got this animation. So we've actually got the laser beam and laser beam animation. They're directly related. And we've got our laser gun and our laser gun shoots, so that's needed for that. So, yeah, I think that makes sense, all that in there. So let's make one for shield as well. Okay, put the shield in there. And we've got our prefab for shield. Put that there. And then we don't have an animator for shield yet. But I'll make those robot block animation. So I'll copy that. And I'll paste it in here. And then I'll try and basically do the same thing. So I'll create an animator controller there. And call that shield animator controller. All right, so now we've got that. And then I guess I'll just grab that prefab. And now, what do I have in that animation? Got position and rotation. Guess they're probably okay. Can you move those to the root though? Well, let me just give it a try. Yeah, can I? Oops. Did I just go to sprite renderer and summon animator, shield animator controller. Okay, yep. So it does have that animator on there now. And in that we need the idle state. Okay, and let's create a block one as well. Yes, I've successfully typed block. Okay, basically block and then exit, just move idle. Here for fun. Keep everything a bit closer together. And yeah, so we've got this transition, which we'll just set to not be blending at all. And doesn't have a motion right now, but that's what we're going to select. Yeah, shield block animation. Yes. Okay, so now we've got can I just delete that so it's just not shield. Seems to work. But I was actually going to do better. I was I had a little health bar. It's a hittable object, so it gets a health bar attached to it, right? So it would actually be even better if what was animated, the sprite, was actually separate. So I'm going to copy that and paste it as a child of itself. There we go. Got the shield and its child. And right, so then the animation could be on the child. So basically just put that back to how it was. I might need to delete that and get the real one back. But then, yeah. So put the animator at the top level, doesn't matter, I guess. I can just put that down there. Anyway, so then that thing has the collider. So let's see, we'll get that, okay. So get the collider off this thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, editable object requires a collider. So that doing it that way is not going to work. I will just put up with that health bar being weirdly positioned for now. This is interesting. What changes when I do this? Just the scale, hey? Interesting, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Because I'm sure that's determining something. Anyway, that's fine. I think that might all work, except for the bit where we don't actually have block nor any like script to play it. This is interesting, actually. What if I were to make this more generic? So what if I named this not block, but like activate? And yeah, because this is quite a generic thing. RoboParts scripts, let's make a script here. Create a C# script. So this is going to be activate, like simple activatable part. So this will be a part that is simple and activatable. So grab that shield and put that there. So what that script will do is it'll be able to be activated. It's going to have an animator. And much like with the laser gun, which has now been moved, and we've finished waiting for Unity to do its thing. Okay, laser gun. Yep. As I was saying, much like the laser gun, which will play an animation when you call a thing, this will also do that, but it'll just be like activate with no arguments. Doesn't care about whether things are enemies or not, and it's going to play that activate. So if I grab that back, definitely called that activate, yes. There, so it's a thing that you can call activate on. And in this case, activate just happens to be the shield block animation. Okay, so that shield now needs an animator, so we'll give it one. The animator from this thing. Okay, so now we know for block it's going to be a simple activatable part that we want. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Block, please. So, where's fire laser? Down here. Okay. Oh, this is not going to work quite the same. Oh. So I've got a simple activatable part. So why do I not make just in shield here? I will create a script for that. Shield script, but instead of being a mono behavior, I'll just make it a simple activatable part. And that's all. Doesn't need anything else. So then in my robot, I can now look for a shield like this. Same thing as this, but instead of laser gun shield. Should have used rename on some of those. Anyway, I'm going to get a shield there and shield dot should be activate. There. So we just use that anytime. And yes, I'm about out of time. Let's just see that shield working. Hopefully. Cross fingers. And I've left it playing that block animation, which I can just simplify to just a 1 second delay like the laser. All right. Who has a shield? You got a shield up here? Is there one that has multiple shields? Is it this one? That one. Double shield. Okay, we've got a shield here. You got a block? No, but if we make you block, hopefully we'll have an example of blocking. Noticing that that shield is also like not in the correct orientation. So that's something where having a nested one will be necessary. Okay, wait, it's malfunctioning. Are you malfunctioning? Okay. Let's pause here and just figure that out. Give me what I want. The robot. Okay, this robot here. Animator currently playing walk forward. So let's get it to finish doing that. Explosion. Okay, now should be doing shoot laser, yes. I'll just click a million times for those frames. Oops, where am I here? Okay, laser has been shot. It's on idle now, and next malfunction. Why are you playing malfunction? That's the default. So robot action stop block, do that. Block, animated up play block. What? Is it? What? It should be doing a block action. Like looking over here at the where we are here. Over here at the game, unpause. It says it's doing a block action. It's also ending up red. I wonder if that's just because when we look at our robot here, did I not just double click here? Hello? Oh. What? Oh, on the game view. Okay. Look at our robot here. Look at the animations. Block animation. Everything's missing. Yeah, so basically I just want to go into the animator controller and shoot laser has no motion. I want block to basically be the same. Just no motion. And that might be what was wrong. We'll find out. It's still going to be weird because we've got it like it's not being held in the right position. Oh, I can just move the hittable object to a nested position. Okay, here. Oh, haven't got any blocking on there. So we'll just wait for this next one. All right. Laser and still malfunction. That's really strange. Getting on console, am I? Right, some drag and drop related stuff. So for some reason, we're dropping through to here. So I probably won't debug this properly tonight because it's time for me to wrap up. But let's just see. Fell through to malfunction. There's actioned that. Okay. All right. Clear this. me just grab that one and say they're going to be blocking. Yeah, a few blocks and a laser. Just clear that. Now get ready to select. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, I have a feeling there's something wrong with the enabled actions or something. So if I have a look inside the routine editor, left, right, laser, and block. Command action is block. How do we actually have the malfunction action? Here, update. If it's doing action, return. Next action equals advanced routine. If not, can perform action. So that's where we're actually calling malfunction. So what's can perform action? Have part in blueprint. So we get the part out of the point with part. If the part is equal to null, continue. Okay, so the enabled actions on the part. So this is in our RoboParts, in the shield RoboPart. Enabled actions is block. So that's can perform action block. If we don't have it, return false. But if we do have it, oh, there we go. This is the problem. It's basically trying to detect if it has a shield and failing. And we don't actually need that. Well, we sort of do. So this is whether it's going to play malfunction. But it's actually like this is how you find the shield. So let's do that. Instead, where was I? Here. Yes. Okay, and if shields not broken. So get the shields. If shields length yeah, we don't worry about that because we don't deactivate them. Greater than 0. Okay. There. That should have it working. That could be something that I automatically do for every part. Essentially just check if the part is still working, and if not, malfunction instead. Okay, still got time here. But I can have them block instead of shoot. Do the block and then shoot. That should be fine. Still doing that same old thing. Did I forget to save? Did you forget to compile that? Or was there a problem compiling? Did I put the shield script on the shield? I did not. Because it's not actually a shield, that's the simple component. Okay. There we go. So time to get that animator on there. That was much easier than if I had them in different places, except for the fact that it wasn't, because that's what I need to do there. Okay. Now I actually have the shields with a shield script on, so they'll be detected as shields. All right. Can tell you to do that, and you can do that. All right, my guy, come out. Let's see what you got. Aha, there we go. It worked. Oh, sort of. It's a weird kind of block, but at least it's doing something. And yeah, I need to get that shield nested. But that's looking good. Okay, so I think that's replacing that to do with nest shield reverb. So rotation is correct. There. And that's it. Time to finish up. And oh, there we go. Trying to finish early means that I'm actually finishing on time. So maybe I should try and finish early in general. Thanks for watching. Well, thanks for watching in the future when you watch the flood, because basically, I need to update that task to what I was actually doing and will be continuing doing. Attach RoboParts to mount points. There we go. Yes, thank you for watching. I've been David from Fertile Pixel, and this has been a robot game that I've been working on. I'll be back later in the week for another similar episode, possibly more exciting though.